Someone once said, if your voice is loud, some people will listen. But if your message is strong, everyone will pay attention. Hi everyone, welcome Tat channel, and today I have an inspiring story for you.
Hello, dear friend who is reading these words. If you found meaning in the stories I share, I hope you'll take a moment to hit the subscribe button. That small action doesn't just give me the motivation to continue this journey, it also helps spread positivity and inspiration to more people. Life isn't always smooth. There are days when we feel small and powerless in the face of overwhelming challenges. Just like the little bird in the story, we sometimes feel helpless against forces beyond our control. But also like that bird, if we stay persistent and keep searching for solutions, we will always find a way forward. The stories I share aren't just for entertainment, they hold deep lessons and wisdom that can help us navigate our own journeys. I truly believe that each of us has the power to make a difference, whether in our own lives or in the lives of others. And sometimes, change begins with the smallest actions, like a word of encouragement, an inspiring story, or even a single click to support someone who is trying to bring positivity into the world. With just one click to subscribe, you're not only helping me create more meaningful content, but also ensuring these stories reach those who might need them the most. Who knows? Someone out there could be searching for hope, for a reminder to keep going, and your small action might help them find it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey. It wouldn't be the same without you. Once upon a time, a little bird lost a grain of rice in the hollow of a tree. It was just a tiny grain, but to the bird, it meant everything. The bird flew to the tree and gently asked, "Please return my grain to me." But the tall, sturdy tree simply laughed and refused, determined not to lose what was rightfully its own. The bird went to a carpenter, hoping he would cut the tree down and help retrieve the grain. But the carpenter refused. Undeterred, the bird flew to the king, pleading for justice, believing he would order the carpenter to cut the tree. Yet, the king dismissed the bird's request as trivial. The little bird started to feel alone in its fight, but its determination never wavered. It came up with a plan. If it could make the king fall from his elephant, maybe things would change. So, the bird approached the elephant handler, asking for help, but he too refused. Still unwilling to give up, the bird turned to a tiny ant, asking it to crawl into the elephant's trunk and cause a disturbance. At first, the ant declined, unwilling to get involved, but when the bird threatened to swallow it whole, the ant in fear agreed, and so a chain reaction began. The ant disturbed the elephant panicked, the handler grew alarmed, the king finally listened, the carpenter was summoned, and in the end, the tree, now afraid, agreed to return the grain. This story is not just about a lost grain of rice, it's about persistence, intelligence, and resilience. It teaches us that no matter how small we may feel, as long as we refuse to give up and find our own path, we can change the world around us. It is not power or force that makes the greatest impact, but perseverance and wisdom. Have you ever felt small in this fast world? Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome? If so, remember the story of the little bird and its journey to reclaim its grain of rice. At first, the bird seemed powerless against the towering tree, the skilled carpenter, the powerful king, and even the mighty elephant. Everyone thought it had no chance of success. But instead of giving up, the bird used its intelligence and perseverance to turn the situation around. The bird wasn't strong enough to cut the tree down itself, but it knew the carpenter could. When the carpenter refused, the bird didn't stop. It went to the one who had the power to command the carpenter, the king. When the king also dismissed its plea, the bird didn't lose hope but searched for another way. It realized that in order to make the king listen, it had to create a situation that forced him to pay attention. Step by step, through persistence and strategy, the little bird made those stronger than itself act in its favor. This story reminds us that strength isn't just about muscles or status, it's about intelligence and determination. When faced with difficulties, you don't have to be the strongest, but you must be willing to find a way forward. If you can't change the world with force, change it with wisdom. No matter how small or insignificant you may feel, never underestimate your own potential. A tiny bird was able to move an entire kingdom, and you too are capable of far more than you think, as long as you don't give up.